little bit of volume, otherwise...
First day of High End Munich.
Yeah, first day.
First day.
What a day. What a warm day.
And your first High End Munich.
Yeah. I've been, how do you call it? I was a virgin before I came here. Now I'm completely...
A virgin.
Like
audio
a virgin.
Yeah, I heard Madonna playing at System Audio today. So.
Okay. Yeah, Martijn has also seen some other stuff than we did.
Yep.
So maybe we can kick off with what did you do without us?
But what were your first impressions of this high end?
Well, physical exhibitions like this are great for when you're a journalist or when you are a dealer or when you want to get in contact, you sell stuff and you want to get in contact. So the business side of it, I understand.
Yeah.
But as a consumer,
you wouldn't go?
I wouldn't go. No.
Well, why not?
It's too much, too little information.
Yeah.
Most of the demos that you can listen to here are sounding crap.
Yeah, so it's very bad.
So you won't hear really good what something can do when you are here. Understandably, it's a big hall, booths are being built up, people putting drapes in and putting stuff on the carpet, on the floor, there's noise all around you. Yeah. So it's far from ideal. But in meeting people, talking to people, having the opportunity to ask questions to manufacturers, it's wonderful.
Yeah. And yeah, okay, I get that for people, but maybe they can do some orientation, like what's new. I have this. Will this be a good alternative? Like with Innuos, they had some new stuff.
That was great.
I got the information I wanted, but as a consumer, it must be really hard to ask the right questions and filter out the interesting stuff.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We do it for you.
But even then, it's really hard. Believe me.
Because there's so much.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
What was your highlight today?
My highlight. Something I cannot mention. You forbade me to mention it. Something with Alan Parsons.
Please no.
We won't talk about it anymore. No. I think the highlight was today. Honestly, Jung took me along to Nagra to listen to a system. And Nagra is a manufacturer of. I think they manufacture amplifiers. I couldn't see it right, but they had
DA converters, turntables, phono preamps.
Turntable is the world premiere.
Yeah, there was a new turntable, and we'll get back to them because of it tomorrow, because that was something very special. Yeah. And there was a system playing with I don't know how many amplifiers and whatnot, and a big turntable, a tape recorder, and a big Wilson Audio loudspeakers, Alexa loudspeakers. So I don't know how
subwoofers.
With subwoofers.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Of course you need it, but
that was fun. But we came there, and as usual on these kind of events, they always play soft jazz because that's very easy to demo. It always sounds right. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. So Jung said, can you ask if they can play something classical, something symphonic? Yeah. So I went over to the guy and said, do you have some orchestral work? And he said, yeah, after this I will put on a record with orchestral work. It was a recording from 1958, and it sounded sublime. It was
really impressive.
That was impressive. That was almost worth it just to travel to be able to hear something like this.
Yeah, what struck me when I walked in, because I was still talking to someone else, I walked in and I sat down and I was very relaxed. And you could pinpoint everything in the orchestra. Yeah. Like, oh, there's the violins, there's the drums, how do you call it?
Pauker. That are cymbals.
My goodness, it was just rolling through the room.
Yes.
It was really impressive, and it sounded so refined
and natural.
And the audience was really an audience. They were quiet, listening, attentive.
You couldn't do anything but listen. It was just.
With the symphonic part, when that was played, more and more people came into the room just to listen, because I think if you even were outside, you were thinking, what's this? What's happening here?
Yeah.
But Well, I write a lot about classical music also, and I will do that more on the channel still.
Yeah.
But the sound of the wood players, that
Yeah.
was heaven.
Clarinet.
Heaven.
And the oboe.
Yeah. So that was a great experience.
That was your highlight
For me, that was the
for today.
highlight.
Yeah,
For today.
I get that. It was
Yeah.
really good. You?
Well, that one was really a highlight. But for me, when we were at AKM, we were at AKM, as I can say, among other things they're making deck chips, and unfortunately the plant got burned down, so everything was lost, and they were out of manufacturing for 6 months.
Yep.
As of 2021, I think.
Yep.
No, 2020.
2020 they burned down. Yeah.
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 But they made a new deck chip. They did some cleanup on their product line,
Yeah.
and we got to. They auditioned a prototype.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a two chip solution.
He knows
I paid attention.
with seven thingies. What is it?
7-bit. Yeah.
7-bit.
You have a receiver chip, the 4191, if I'm correct, but it's in the video. That's the receiver, and it's also a Delta Sigma processor.
Yeah.
So it spits out 7 bits into the new DAC chip, the 4499 EX, and that converts it to analog. It has a current output, so you need a current to voltage solution after the chip to get the signal out. That's all very interesting, and it's the new flagship. You know we like AKM chips. I do. I like them very much. But they demoed on a very normal hi-fi
we
system.
came from Nagra, 1 million plus, and then we went
At
into
least a
the
million.
booth AKM, which was very small.
Yeah, like
and
this.
I think they had a Dextream Magic streamer. And
Yeah,
I don't know what
Cambridge Audio Stream Magic version 1.
also and a integrated amplifier and
then
10
an-
speakers.
Yeah, and KEF, yeah. Normal,
I think
entry-level Q
the
series.
domestic,
Yeah.
what you have at home.
But it sounded really good. It was
And I
like,
think, well, that's
oh,
how
good.
you should demo. You should just
Yes.
demo it on a regular, €1,000 system or
Yeah.
whatever, 800 or.
of course, Nagra was so much better.
Yes.
Ridiculously much better. But I was listening to the depth of the stereo imaging, the precision of the DAC chip, how the vocals are reproduced, and I heard the chip is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, depth, pinpoint stereo imaging
Yeah,
on a system
precision.
that's really entry level.
But they engineered their own chip into that
Yeah.
equipment.
Yeah.
So they know
Now
what
they
they're
had a
doing.
demo board
Yeah.
And a
of
demo
DAC.
board with wires and stuff
Yeah.
hanging out.
No high-end transformers or
And
anything.
they had their tracks on a hard drive,
Yeah.
I guess.
A USB stick. It was
A USB stick.
It was like,
And there was
What?
Japanese classical music. You would know. It was
probably. Yeah.
2 pianos and a cello playing, quite modern.
Yeah,
Takamitsu.
it was in
Takamitsu?
Japanese on the display, so I
Okay.
have no clue.
Okay.
You could,
Yeah.
Takamitsu. Some.
Yeah, but it was good.
It was impressive, and also, yeah, it was impressive. And I'm
But
very
You
curious.
actually interviewed one of the head
Yeah.
design honchos
Sato-san.
from.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I felt very privileged.
Yes, because I talked when you were talking to Daniel Weiss.
Yeah.
I talked to the lady and she said, "Ask, do you really have to interview him on with a camera?"
Yeah, he didn't like it.
And he didn't like it, and I said, "No, it's not obligatory," but and explained and talked, and then they started talking to him, and he
Well,
agreed.
we didn't record it with him because
No?
obviously he was not very comfortable
Okay.
with that. But so I said, you know what, we just
summarize.
we summarize it afterwards. So
Okay.
he's not in the video, but we did actually talk to the head engineer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but still I
what was
felt
he-
very privileged.
Yes.
I mean, he's the guy that actually
Sato-san.
designs the chips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Asahi celebrates his 100th birthday as a company. So Asahi is family owned.
Yep.
Asahi family. They
Yeah.
they make chemical products.
Yep.
They have their quite new office in Düsseldorf. That's the European office,
It's beautiful.
and
Yeah.
they're big, and they're one of the these Japanese conglomerates that make.
Still privately owned.
Super Avenue. And we like that.
And we like that, yeah, as you know now.
So what was your?
Yeah.
My highlight, something with Alan Parsons.
No. We won't spill it.
No. What was my highlight?
Sorry.
Running gag.
Running gag now. It will last forever, I think, after 10 years. Something with Alan Parsons. I did really like...
He's staring at me. I'm looking into the hole, and all these banners are hanging.
Yeah, he's
on
everywhere. I like the new streamers from Innuos.
Oh yes.
And what I did like was the talk with the guy that designed the Switch. We had
It was a
quite a
long talk.
we had a discussion about
Switches.
very expensive
How long
clocks.
can you talk about switches?
We can talk for hours about switches.
Yeah, people believe me. I was standing next to Jaap. They really couldn't stop talking about switches.
No, I just wanted to know why they put a very expensive clock in a Switch, which is packet-based audio. And he had an explanation that I get. Phase noise from a clock is also noise on the clock and on the line. It's hard to explain in English, and
Noise for boys.
I'm quite tired at the moment. But they did. Their first goal is lower noise, and I get that. And the solution they have actually works. So it's not bullshit what they sell, and the clock is up for discussion. They have their reasons. He is definitely an engineer that knows what he's doing. He didn't talk bullshit to me. I just have a different view on why it's not necessary, but that's a different view. Yeah.
But the news from Innuos is...
they have 3 new streamers. Sorry, I was already...
He's again, this is how it goes with him.
It really hits me hard. They have 3 new very nice streamers, and they didn't have a streaming solution except for streamers with a server. And if you don't need a server, you can now buy a streamer for a lower price that performs better, and that's good.
And also that way they can expand into multi-room systems within their own Innuos environment, or second systems or stuff like that, and then still use that other Innuos that you have bought with a hard drive as a source for other systems in your house.
What I do really like about the Innuos stuff is that you have Roon and HQ player and Volumio.
And UPnP.
And UPnP.
That's new.
And that's so consumer friendly, because if you don't like Roon for what reason, whatever,
pay for it.
or you don't want to pay for it, I get that. I like Roon, but it's expensive. If you don't need that solution, you can still just run your UPnP server and it will work fine.
And one of the nice things about the visit to Innuos, and that's something when you ask how is it to be here, the people there in the booth were all engineers, people who knowledgeable people who are from the brand, who are very proud of what they're making and producing and putting out to the world, and they are really anxious, or not anxious, but the other way around, not anxious but happy, proud to tell the world, and that's nice.
It's good. It's very cool to feel that click.
Yes.
Like, oh, he gets me.
Yeah.
And then you get in a very nice talk, and a lot of people that are here that have feeling with the brand, they're proud of what they make, and they really want to tell you about it. They don't have. Not a lot of brands have secrets.
They're confident in what
they're
they
confident.
make. And it's nice. It's one of the few Portuguese audio brands I know of.
Yeah, me too, actually. I know a lot of Nordic brands, and there are a lot of Nordic brands here.
That's amazing how many Danish audio there is.
It's crazy how much Danish
you would think that every Danish pupil learns how to make DAC chips, or
probably
Delta Sigma 7-bit output.
They get born with the audio gene. So that was one of the highlights for me. I like their new product line.
Are there any other stuff that you've seen today which you think, oh, that's worth mentioning?
Weiss, Advanced Paris.
Avance Paris.
Avance Paris.
Avance
Avance
Paris.
Paris.
Eau de toilette parfum.
Yeah, oui. Made a lot of mistakes during that video. I kept calling it Advanced Acoustic. It's Advanced Paris.
Advanced
Sorry
Paris.
for that.
Paris.
Paris. Yeah, it was cool. Cool stuff.
They have an active speaker.
That's a good solution. 1,500
This
euros.
size, 1,300 if you are okay with Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise
they
it's
pair
Bluetooth
over
F1.
Bluetooth.
They pair over Bluetooth. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It has a phono analog input. You can switch.
Or wireless, I hope.
No,
you have
then
to-
you need
you need to
the,
put a wireless
thingy,
module.
the wireless
Module.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need the other
But-
dongle. Yeah.
Avance Paris is French.
Yeah.
You know, it's slightly over the top. It's slightly bling bling,
Bling,
but it's
bling.
nice.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
really
it has
nice, yeah.
big power amplifiers,
Very
very
big.
big,
Very big
very
power
shiny,
amplifier.
very large view meters.
Yeah, but also
But it's nice.
very big, completely integrated amplifier. So
Very
you,
big integrated
You know-
amplifiers.
You only have to put that box in your
Yeah.
room, a pair of speakers, and
Yeah.
then you could do everything.
Yeah.
Including CD.
Yeah, CDs
Which
are
is
in there.
completely crazy.
But I think many French
Yeah.
still have CDs.
Yeah, I know, but you hardly can find them. Where can you find an integrated solution
And that's
Yes.
true.
with the CD player inside?
AVM has one, but it's more
AVM.
expensive. More expensive.
Very much more expensive.
And
Yeah.
TNA was also
TNA was also very nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
fell in love. I didn't hear it, but just there were one series of 3 little boxes, little machines.
Yeah, you liked them,
The
didn't you?
Caruso.
Oh,
the Caruso.
Just yeah.
Oh no, with the view meters.
No, the other
Yeah,
one, the
the
small
preamps.
preamp, a power amp, and a streaming
Yeah.
device
Yeah.
with a CD player in it again,
Mm.
and just feeling the knobs turn, the clicks.
Yeah.
Heaven.
I get that. I have that with the Benchmark AAB4.
Yeah.
If you turn the knob, it's like krrrr. I love that sound. It's so good.
But what I liked about it, they were also displaying the boxes without the top of it, or the
Yeah.
top off, so
Yeah.
you could look inside how they were engineered, and that was German. That was meticulous.
Yeah, it's very
So-
good.
The power supply was Dutch.
Amplimo.
Not Amplimo, but it was Rinke and Trafo was written. That's Dutch.
Rinke and Trafo.
That's radial
That's
transformer.
very Dutch.
Yeah. But that was really small boxes, and I think a very big sounding
Yeah.
system. But in most homes, if you have 3 of those boxes stacked
Mm.
or put in a rack,
Yeah.
nobody would complain about the amount of boxes in
No.
there, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was spot on.
Yeah, you stayed there for quite a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was drooling. Sorry.
I'm thinking Weiss went.
Oh yeah, Weiss was also nice.
Weiss was really nice. I like Daniel very much. He's a cool guy, and he was talking about his new OEM line. So we can actually get other brands now with the Weiss DAC inside, and Weiss was very Weiss-like. Yeah, it's a pretty good DAC. Then you know it's really amazingly, fantastically
People
good.
say it works good.
It works good. Then you know it's top of the bill.
The active speaker module.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What was it? Was it just so I have a speaker brand and I can say, hey Daniel,
Yeah, give me.
that console.
Yep.
And
Actually, yes.
just push it in.
Just like it's not a plate amp. It's more than that. But you can build it in, and then you have the active filters, the DAC, the inputs, whatever you like, analog and digital. It's OEM.
It came with the box, I think.
No,
Because
that's another module.
Ah, it's another
Yeah,
box, okay.
they made. I said I won't make fun of that, but I can do now because he's not here. They have this soundbar. What is it called?
Livebox.
Livebox. And 3 years ago we sat in a line in front of the Livebox,
Like in a bus.
and you get surround.
It's
Crazy good. It's bizarre.
it's a crosstalk cancellation.
Oh yeah, crosstalk cancellation
It's
surround
like you're
system.
listening on headphones but with a speaker.
Okay.
It's complete. It's a complete mindfuck. You think, how is this possible? But it's never finished. He told us about it 5 years ago, and then it was nearly finished. 3 years ago it was nearly finished, and now it was nearly finished. So it's
yeah,
it's a never-ending story.
I think he has to invite Alan Parsons. Maybe then it will be finished.
Oh, let's do that. We'll arrange.
Because
a
Alan
meetup.
Parsons actually likes sound.
Yes.
He likes sound.
He
Yes,
likes good
that
sound.
was a revelation, people. Alan Parsons
Likes good sound.
Yeah.
We will. we can't. No. It's gonna be a running
No,
gag.
It's gonna be a
we
running
can't.
It's gonna be a running gag.
But it's breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Alan
yeah.
Parsons likes
Likes
good
sound.
sound. But the live box, the whole brain of the live box will be available in an OEM solution.
Okay.
So, and I think that's good news, because that will mean that in the high end you can get a crazy good.
I think
surround
business-wise it's
system.
very clever.
It's a good step for him. Yeah.
What I also like about this, talking to people, you can get a backstory to something.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I had a backstory today, which is
Oh, about
Audes.
Audes.
Yeah.
I bought a power conditioner from Audes, and I like it. It's a big balanced power transformator. I know Audes, they are from the electricity world because they make transformators. That's what they do. They're originally from Russia, I think, but it's somewhere in the Baltic states right now. But their head engineer, the guy who engineers the transformators, is a Russian engineer. He is 71 years old.
Yeah.
He still designs stuff, transformators, power solutions, not just for audio, but about big industrial problems.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to find someone who can replace him, so he can have it fails. He seems to be a genius who can do stuff which
Did
no
you
other
talk to him?
engineer. No, I didn't talk to him. I don't speak Russian, but I spoke to the OEM supplier from.
Yeah, that's also a little bit the sad part of the audio industry. There are some geniuses there that just can't find anything or anyone that will.
But the nice thing that he said, he said, well, Russian engineering is very robust. So when they design something which is 900 watts, then it will be 900 watts continuous. And they have a 900, 1500 and a 3000, 900, a 3000 and a 5000
5,000?
watt power transformator, and that you can do continuously 3000 watts without, and it won't sweat. So that's
So
one of
peak
the,
it will be way higher.
yeah. So there's something into those old-fashioned design engineering people who can build stuff, and then they have the people who will get from the engineering and build that stuff in the factories, their own factory. They listen to it, and if they don't like how it sounds, then they will say to the engineer, "Oh, doesn't sound good. You have to do something else."
Get there. Yeah.
But that kind of companies with a long tradition, which are pretty unknown to us.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, those are nice finds. Yeah.
Last but not least, Primare.
Yeah.
I reviewed their A35.8 recently. I think it's available now. But they have a new integrated receiver with Dolby Atmos. Of course, not a lot of people will use Atmos at home, but they thought about it because you can actually assign all speaker outputs to every part of the speaker. So you could biamp your front speakers, biamp your passive subwoofers, whatever you like, and it will map those outputs to the right speaker. There is a big difference, because the first question I asked, is this a A35.8 integrated in a receiver? No, because it will be way too expensive. And the power supply from the A35.8 was 1500 watt continuously, and it's a very expensive power supply. And you can see the pictures on the website. It's pretty big. So they scaled it down to make room for the receiver part. It's 900 watt continuously, and it's Hypex UCD technology and not Encore, because Encore is much more expensive and you cannot bridge it, but it's 9 channels. The cool thing about this receiver is, one, it's an Atmos receiver and decoder, and it's Prisma inside, so you can stream. It's the full Prisma streaming board. So I think it's a very versatile, cool receiver, and I know from Primare from my store days at Wilbert Hi-Fi in Utrecht, I know that Primare also sounds really good in stereo. Because their first philosophy is, yes, it's multi-channel, but in 2-channel mode it's pure stereo. So no decoding, chip, magic, stereo. And that's, I think, a very cool feature. 5,500 euros, so yeah, it's a lot of money, but you get a very good receiver.
You have 6 HDMI inputs. I don't know why you need
6?
6 HDMI.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's the same as the IAP. Maybe it's kind of a board that has 6.
No, IAP is 4. 4
4,
HDMI.
okay.
Yeah, and 1 output, but 6 is a lot. Okay, well that rounds it up for me. We saw a lot. We had,
Day one. This is only day one.
We had quite a workout. I don't know how many steps we took, but my watch counted it, and I already was on my target at noon. But yeah, it was a cool day.
Yeah.
Are you tired?
I'm very tired.
We still have,
Day one. This is day one.
and
so
we still have a night program.
Yes, yeah, because next we'll go to Dali. This morning Dali will introduce a new loudspeaker. Oh, we did see the new loudspeaker from Audiophysic.
Yep.
The Medios. But we're going back tomorrow because the presentation was...
We didn't get any information from the presentation.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to say it's worthless, but it was actually worthless.
So we tried to talk to someone who can give us a more background.
Yeah.
Audiophysic, German loudspeaker brand. I love them. I have them.
Huge loudspeakers.
And they have new loudspeakers above the top line, the new flagships, which are crazy big. I think they were even bigger than those Wilson Audio stuff.
I think they were higher.
If you put them side to side, I think Audiophysic will win for high.
Yes.
It's
they're crazy big.
unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy big.
And we heard some test tracks from the system.
Was good.
And that sounded really good.
Yeah, it was good.
So we're a bit curious about the innovation in that, because they use those flagship kind of speakers to innovate, and then it will trickle down eventually into other speakers, I think.
I hope so, because it was like, yeah, this is the new Medios. It's really good, and we have a new mid-range speaker. Here's a test track. I don't know the price. I don't know anything about the units, anything about the cabinet. We just know that Alan Parsons thinks it's a little bit warm, but good.
He signed
And he signed it.
left and right.
And that was the introduction. So for me it was like, oh, I don't know anything.
No.
Tell me more. But we'll get back tomorrow about the new loudspeaker, and then we'll definitely talk to an engineer. I arranged it with the Dutch distributor already, so
Okay, that's cool.
It will be fine, and then we'll tell you about it.
So, yeah, tomorrow another very busy, tiring day with a lot of footsteps
And a lot of fun.
And a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
fun.
Yeah. So talk to you tomorrow again.
Now it's
Okay.
beer time.
Beer time, and we'll go to Dali. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.